All right, guys, another loss for the Utah Jazz. This is 3 brutal losses in a row for this Jazz team. Tonight, it was again against the Sacramento Kings. It's like a horrible groundhog day for Jazz fans. It's terrible. Or is it good? Let's talk about it. It's the Hoopsner Show. All right, guys, so let's just get into this. But before we do, let's just give a shout out to our sponsor, Prize Picks. If you haven't already, go sign up for Prize Picks with the promo code below. Use promo code HoopsNerd. You can make up to $100 just for signing up. They'll match up to $100, I should say. That's free money. So if you're going out and you are here, it means you're a smart basketball person. You can go out and make some big time wins in Prize Picks. Today was Taco Tuesday. They have Flex Fridays and things like that. Go check it out. You have a lot of chances to just go have some fun with it. See if you can win big. I have at times and I have not at times. But I tell you what, it's fun. It's worth a shot. Go try it out. It's a blast. And anyways, go use promo code HoopsNerd. I would appreciate it. Supports the channel. All right, let's talk about the Sacramento Kings. The Sacramento Kings just beat the Jazz for the second time in a row. Let's bring this up. Sacramento is doing, they're a fun team. They just are. De'Aaron Fox has become, again, the player that I think everyone thought he would be. Tonight, he was just absolutely masterful. Look at this. 22 shots. He shot 68%. Just torched the Jazz for 37 points. Fox is just incredible. He's fun to watch. He's the fastest guy in the NBA. And this whole Kings team has kind of taken on his play style and personality, where it's just speed, transition, get to the bucket, score, and score quickly, score fast. It's just a fun team. Domantas Sabonis is a nice counterpart to him. They really play off each other really well. Sabonis had a near triple-double. Sabonis and Fox just dominated the Jazz tonight. I know this was a close game, and it came down to a final shot from Markkanen not falling. Holy cow, was that close. But Sabonis was just absolutely dominant. And the Jazz have to ask themselves some questions. What are they good at defensively? One thing is for sure, inside dominant scorers like a Sabonis or a Joel Embiid. I'm not comparing Domantas Sabonis to Joel Embiid, but they're both high-level, really good inside scorers. Sabonis is such an all-around player, and it shows in his ability to score. 8 for 13 from the field, 14 rebounds, 8 assists. He was just dominant. 21 points. Incredible. The question the Jazz have to ask themselves is, can they guard guys like that? Can they stop guys that score inside? And we're finding out from Lauri Markkanen, not from Lauri Markkanen, but Jared Vanderbilt. I don't know if he can stop those guys. He does a lot of different things nicely on the defensive end. I don't know if inside scorers are something he can stop. And so Vanderbilt is going to have to continue to develop, but the Kings tonight showed why, they can take advantage of someone who doesn't have the size inside or the ability to defend inside, because holy cow. We had a better game from Keegan Murray tonight than the last time they played the Jazz. Tonight, he was 6 for 12 from the field, 3 for 7 from 3, just really solid numbers. For a rookie, this is really impressive. A plus 19. The Jazz really made their hay with the second unit. This second unit for the Kings may be where they need to think about improving. I like Richaun Holmes, but man, I don't know if he's anything more than a backup center. And they paid him a lot, but he's a nice player. But they got so much better when Sabonis started at center. They just did. Offensively, they're just electric. I like Davion Mitchell. We'll see if he develops, but in the end, he's kind of an undersized, I don't want to insult the Kings fans watching, but he's kind of like a Pat Beverly on steroids a little bit. Just a better defender, can handle, can do some fun things, but in the end, he's kind of undersized. And it's just really hard to go far in this league if you are undersized. It just is. That's about it. Jazz fans know about Trey Lyles. And then obviously you've got the veteran president in Harrison Barnes, who just does a little of everything. Tonight he was fantastic. Look at these numbers. This Kings team just absolutely torched Utah. No one on the starting unit shot less than 50% from the field. And you could argue they should have done a little better. Like Kevin Huerter is one of the best 3-point shooters in the league, and he missed one or two. So, but just a dominant performance from this starting unit for the Kings. Just a really good offensive unit. All right, let's talk about the Jazz. Utah has now lost 5 in a row. But let's talk about a few of the players and a few of the silver linings for this Jazz team that I think are just really nice and really good signs. I mean, not good signs. They're just playing really well. Lauri Markkanen, yeah, he did not shoot it completely. 1 for 7 from 3. It could have been 2 for 8 if he'd have gotten that ball off, or if the refs had counted the shot when they should have. It was like 0.6 when the ball went through the hoop, but they kept it at 0.5 or 0.4 or whatever it was, and he didn't have time to get the shot off. Anyways, 6 for 15 from the field, 1 for 7 from 3. You'd think not that great of shooting, but look at this, 28 points on 15 shots. And how is he doing that? He's getting to the free throw line. I mean, this right here is superstar stuff. He absolutely lived at the line and created and manufactured points at an efficient level. Didn't miss a single free throw. So just incredible stuff from Markkanen. 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 turnovers. I mean, this is the best story of the Jazz season, is Lauri Markkanen, what he's turned into. He's going to be an all-star. Unless the Jazz just completely dive bomb or he gets injured or anything like that, he should be an all-star. We talked about it in the SLC Dunk podcast. We posted that, I think it was yesterday. Man, these days just run together. Go listen to that. We talked about it. I just think he has a better case than most of the other players he's going up against. He's not going to beat out LeBron. He's not going to beat out Luka Doncic or Nikola Jokic. Those guys are just complete locks. But I mean, when you kind of compare him to guys like Kawhi Leonard, who's missed a ton of games, Jeremy Grant, these types of players, I mean, he has a really good shot. And so I could see Lauri Markkanen making it. If Anthony Davis missed a ton of time, Lauri Markkanen has a real shot. Kelly Olynyk has kind of come down to earth these last, 10, 20 games. The first part of the season, he was shooting just absolutely electric from 3, which was kind of part of why the Jazz were winning so many games, was his shooting. Now he goes just 1 for 4, and it's just not the same. I wanted to talk about Jared Vanderbilt is one of the most interesting players on the Jazz and in the league because of all the different things he can do. He is a very versatile defender, but like I mentioned before, I don't know if he's as effective guarding bigs as he is guarding wings, which is kind of interesting because he plays center. So he's such a versatile guy. He really does remind me of Dennis Rodman. He does a lot of the things Rodman did, and he's a little undersized, but he finds a way to do a lot of different things. 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 14 points. What I liked is how aggressive he was, and we could see in the half court. Let's just watch one of these. In the half court, his ability to pass the ball is a big deal, and it shows why he has. I mean, if you watch, I don't know if this was it, him just getting an offensive rebound. But this was the play I thought was really nice. Oh, he stole the ball. Ow. They didn't show it. So what happened is in the half court, Vanderbilt gets the ball in the half court, passes it to one of the Jazz bigs who goes to the hoop. He must have missed the shot. I thought he made it. But I was obviously impressed by the pass. Anyways, he's showing that he's a versatile player. But the Jazz need to decide if he is a part of the future, because if he does not fit with Lauri Markkanen or Walker Kessler, then they need to figure out some sort of move. I really like Jared Vanderbilt, and he does so many different things, and I think he can help a lot of different teams. But if that corner 3 does not fall and he's only taking one of them, he becomes a little difficult to incorporate into your offense, and that's why he's playing just 25 minutes a night. In transition, amazing. Defensively, amazing. Can do so many different things, at least on the wing, and in his ability to switch and do all sorts of things. He's a modern NBA player for sure. But if the Jazz can't figure out how to make him fit with these different players, then they've got to find a team that is looking for a Jared Vanderbilt who will fit with a lot of teams. And there's a reason why he had so much interest from other teams. Part of that reason is to get Walker Kessler more minutes. I mean, Walker Kessler just can't really, he's not going to start over Jared Vanderbilt, at least with what the Jazz are doing this season. And this starting unit for Utah has been very good. I mean, the Jazz lost this game, but they were in this game. Kelly Olynyk, like I said, he spreads the floor. When his 3-point shot is falling, it makes this offense that much more potent. So we'll see what happens. I do really like what Vanderbilt brings, and if the Jazz decide to keep him and just keep developing him, then that's not a bad idea. And if the Jazz win the lottery and get Victor Wembanyama, Vanderbilt fits really nicely with what Wembanyama does. So who knows? Maybe they just keep him and trade someone else. We'll see. But this Jazz team is trending down. They have, just looking at their losses, the Jazz with this loss are now in 10th place. But what's interesting is they have the same losses as the Timberwolves, the Thunder, and the Lakers. The Lakers, who are having, everyone's talking about how badly the Lakers are playing. They have a better record than Utah in the last 10. Yeah, look at that. Utah's 3-7 in their last 10. The Lakers are 5-5, and the Jazz have the same amount of losses as the Lakers. So if this trend of losing for the Jazz continues, they've got to ask themselves what they want to do. We got to mention Jordan Clarkson, 9 for 17 from the field, 5 for 10 from 3. Just a really nice shooting night from Clarkson, but he was a minus 15, and I don't know if that's just because of the defense, which is likely what it was. But he does put up just really nice numbers, 24 points tonight, along with Markkanen's 28. And this has become one of the consistencies of this team is Clarkson and Markkanen score every night. The good sign for the Jazz, if you're hoping for them to really turn the season around, is that Mike Conley's looking a little more like the Mike Conley we saw earlier in the season. Tonight, 18, are we on the right one? 18 points, 3 steals, 7 assists. And when you watched the game, he just looked fluid. Tonight, 2 for 4 from 3. The 3-point shot has not been falling for him recently, but because it's falling now, it makes you think that, that 3-point shot might be back. Maybe his legs are under him again, and he can be healthy. So, nice to see Mike Conley doing better. We saw a few interesting subs tonight for the Jazz. 7 minutes for Ochai Agbaji. He was a +6. I like it. If you're going to lose, you might as well at least play Agbaji, right? I mean, if you're going to lose and you're going to play Rudy Gay, what's the point? 0 for 5, 0 for 3. I mean, I don't know why he's playing over Fontecchio, honestly. I know we've talked about it. The reason is the defense. But, man, offensively, it's just not there. It's just bad. 0 for 5, 0 for 3. And we see this like every night. I mean, honestly, let's go look at the stats for the season. It's pretty depressing. This is what the final season of a player kind of looks like, even though I think he has a player option for next year. Shout out to Dennis Lindsay. Oh my gosh. And remember when the Jazz told us that Rudy Gay was the answer to all our problems? Remember that? Oh my gosh. Anyways, he is shooting for 22% from 3 for the year. That's his worst of his career. Wow. Look at that. I mean, that is drop-off of drop-off. I mean, maybe the Jazz should have wondered when they signed him that he had like a broken foot, that maybe it wasn't a good idea. Ugh. Best thing the Jazz, of all the moves the Jazz made, the Rudy Gobert trade, the Donovan Mitchell trade, looks like a win for both teams, honestly. Getting rid of Dennis Lindsay and bringing in Danny Ainge was the best move they made in the last 4 years. Because do you think Dennis Lindsay makes that move and is able to pull that off with the Wolves like Danny Ainge did? No way. No way. Absolutely no way. Danny Ainge changed this team. He really did. And you think about what Dennis Lindsay did with Derek Favors, and he signed Derek Favors for more than he should have, and then traded away a first-round pick to get rid of his mistake from the year before, only to sign another center in the draft over Desmond Bane. You remember, what's his name? Aboki Zaboki. Udoka Azubuike. This is what the culmination of Dennis Lindsay ended up being. And just brutal. And that brings us so the gift from Dennis Lindsay to this Jazz team as well, that first round pick that I mentioned right now, that I just said from the words out of my mouth to you in your ears. Next year, the Jazz don't have a first round pick. Does everyone realize this? For all the picks the Jazz have, they don't have one next year because of Dennis Lindsay. Why? The Derek Favors trade. Just absolutely stupid. This one of the stupidest, worst moves that outside of Utah, no one really knows about. That was a brutal, brutal trade and worth firing for. It was bad. so bad. I mean, that cripples a team. That trade really crippled. If you want to be mad about something with the Jazz's former chapter of basketball with Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, you should be mad at Dennis Lindsay for that trade, because that type of trade is what destroys teams. Could you imagine if Desmond Bane was on that team? They could have traded Mike Conley last year. They would have had Desmond Bane and Donovan Mitchell. So brutal. Just brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. So we should all be grateful for Danny Ainge and what he did saving this team, because this team this year is still fun to watch. They're still a blast. This has been one of the most fun 19 and 21 seasons I can remember. This team is fun. Yes, they've lost 3 losses in a row, but guess what? They were in those games, and they were fun to watch, and they had a chance. I actually think we're at the end of the show, so everyone who here is watching, you're amazing. I love you. Like and subscribe to the channel so we can be here and we can be friends. So I'm not just talking to a screen alone in the dark, sad, scared, crying. This Jazz team has some decisions to make. They are now 19 and 21, and this draft is remarkable. This draft is so good. And they got to start thinking about what they want to do, because the Jazz schedule eases up here soon. I have a theory, tinfoil hat, pretend this is tinfoil. I think the Jazz are trying to get Lauri Markkanen into the All-Star game, and then I think they're going to blow it up. At least whatever, landmines they have left, I think they're trying to get Lauri Markkanen in the All-Star game, which he took, in my opinion, completely deserves. And I actually think, I'm scared to predict it, but I'm pretty sure he's going to get it. I mean, I think there's a lot of voters that are going to give it to him for this Jazz season. He's the number 1 guy on this team, on a team that is competing for a play-in. As bad as things have been, the Jazz, look at that. They're still in the play-in tournament, and Lauri Markkanen is the lead guy, and that is after losing their 2 best players. And if anything, he's going to win he should win most improved player. I mean, he's been fantastic. He has completely changed everyone's view of what he is. So anyways, 19 and 21, same amount of losses as these guys. Can you make a trade with the Lakers? I know it tastes like fish oil. Reminds me of that time Scott Hyde gave me a Coke. He had poured the Coke out and he put fish oil in it. And he gave it to me and said, "Hey, James, here, would you like a Coke?" I should have known. I should have guessed. But you know what I got? A mouthful of fish oil. This is not related to anything, and I don't know how I incorporate this into the show. I just want you to know that that's a thing that happened to me. Fish oil in my mouth. And you know how bad that is? It's bad. It's bad. It's really bad. Anyways, the Jazz just need to think about how they can improve the chances for the Los Angeles Lakers. We should all become Lakers fans, okay? All of you. You don't have to buy the jerseys. You don't need to go buy a digital copy of Space Jam featuring LeBron James. You don't have to do that, but you can secretly root for them. You can, on a nightly basis, go to League Pass and send the vibes to the Lakers. And you know what Danny Ainge and Ryan Smith and Justin Zanuck can do? Shout out to those guys. Is maybe help them. Maybe lower your price a tiny bit. Just a little. Just a little. Can we get Mike Conley to the Lakers? Can we send them Mike Conley? Can we send them Malik Beasley? And can we send them Jared Vanderbilt or something like that? And can we get one of their future firsts? Or maybe we just send them a lot and we take back Russell Westbrook and then we give them everything they need to win a lot of games and then help us lose games. And then we say to Russell Westbrook, I hope you enjoy Cancun. Don't worry about playing in Utah. Take a rest. You'll get your free agency next season. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. That's what you got to do. Because guess what? That raises them. Right now, the Jazz. Go to Tankathon, my favorite site right now. Right now, the Jazz are looking really solid for getting close to a top pick. Let's just look at it. It's 3 brutal losses in a row. It's commiseration time. But look at this. Orlando's winning more games. They've lost 3 in a row, so that's not helping my little theory here. But they're 6-4 in their last 10. Paolo Banchero is looking like an absolute superstar. And him with Franz Wagner is great. They are going to win more games. The Jazz have a chance to get maybe to this spot. Chicago wants to win games. Can you send them a Mike Conley? Can you send them a Malik Beasley? Can you incorporate some sort of trade that helps? Because guess what? The rumor was, what was the rumor? That who's their star wing? What's his name? Won the dunk contest. Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine wants to be in LA. Can you incorporate some sort of trade that helps Zach LaVine go to LA, helps the Lakers win? You give the Bulls what they need in like Mike Conley, Malik Beasley. We've got nice players for you, Bulls. Come get our players. And all we need is picks. All it takes. All it takes is unprotected future first. What do those matter? You're the Lakers. You're the Lakers. You're the freaking Lakers. LeBron chose to go to you. You don't build through draft. You build through the free agency because you're the Lakers, right? You're playing on easy mode and you can't seem to win. That's the saddest thing about the Lakers is you're on easy mode and you're still losing. You losers, the stupid idiots. How are you not making this trade like last year? You're the Lakers. If it doesn't work out, who cares? Just clear your cap and you go get more players. Zach LaVine wants to be on your team. So you just go sign like a Zach LaVine in free agency. Or you could do it right now and not squander a season with the number 2 basketball player of the NBA of all time. Right? How stupid are the Lakers? They are so stupid. Oh, they are so dumb. And the Bulls, the Bulls need some help. If they want to move LaVine, they can get some nice pieces from the Jazz. If he's leaving anyway, with all the stuff going on there. Anyways, moral of this story is Chicago wants to win, and they're likely going to win more games. Toronto, they're a solid team. They keep losing, but they have some nice players. This whole season with them, I always forget who's on everyone. But basically, the reason the Raptors are losing this year is that Fred VanVleet has had just a rough year. But Fred VanVleet is not going to stay crappy all year. He's going to get it back. He's really good. And by the way, Fred VanVleet, major reason that Raptors team won that title. Oklahoma City's just good. They're a 500 team. Unless they just blatantly tank and don't play SGA. SGA's having, at least the first quarter of the season, was having an MVP caliber year. And then we know who the Lakers are with LeBron. Anthony Davis was having a remarkable year when he was playing. So these teams are trying to win. Washington's trying to win. Minnesota trying to win. Atlanta trying to win. If Utah decides that, hey, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to be like the 10th team in the league. What do you get out of that? And end the season, have this potential with this draft. And like I mentioned before, the Jazz don't have a first-round pick, except if they're in the bottom 10. And I am not going to forget that quote from Danny Ainge. The one where he said, I think, and I quote, I think next year's draft is better than this one. Why would he say that? If they don't have a first-round pick. Why would he say that? Is he going to make some sort of move? I think so. I'm trying to figure out what's taking so long. Some of it could be just Danny Ainge's patience, which is more than mine, more than yours. That's what he's known for. And there's, almost Ainge is a thing. And he can be a little too stubborn at times. But it did seem like he's willing to relent a little bit. And he was willing to relent a little bit. Weird ads. Some weird owl thing going. Anyways, he is willing to make a move. He relented with Bojan Bogdanovic, and so maybe he's willing to do it with Vanderbilt. Sounded like that Vanderbilt trade was the Suns just completely trying to get something out of nothing, and that's why that didn't work out. But we'll see. I think we're gonna see a trade here at some point for this Jazz team. There's just no point. What's the point? They could win and they could possibly make it. into this area. But why? Phoenix is going to get better. Golden State's going to get better. Golden State's winning games even without Steph Curry. So like, if you're even talking about playoff race, the other side of the coin is these teams are competing against you and doing their very best as well. So what's the point? What's the point? Can you tell I like sneakers? Anyways, that's all I got tonight, guys. Thanks for being a part of the channel. Sorry, TGD, Total Game Domination. It was a brutal loss. It's been 3 brutal losses, but in a way, maybe it's good. Because right now the Jazz have the 13 and the 11. By the way, who went in pick number 13 for the Jazz? Donovan Mitchell, right? The year before, who went 13? Devin Booker. Woo! Who went 13 for the Lakers? Famous basketball player you might have heard of, Kobe Bryant. So, not a bad thing to be 13 and below. And especially in a draft like this where there are studs, absolute studs draft. All right, guys, let's see. Let me pull this up. Oh no, I just pulled up. Ow. No, I clicked the wrong button. Let's see here. No. No, guys, just give me 2 seconds. Sorry, guys. All right, let me pull this up. Okay, first, let's do our nightly lottery watch, draw, sim lottery, whatever we call it. All right, let's do this. All right, guys, are you ready? Tonight, we have the 13 and 11 in this scenario. Thank you, Timberwolves. It's lottery night. Who's ready? No, Jazz. Wait. Oh, no. Jazz stay at 13-11. So who does that get us on their latest mock? They actually did a pretty good job here. Okay. I have one thing to say. GG Jackson, my guy, Raphael Barlow has GG Jackson at number 5 on his board. That's how crazy this draft is. There's some crazy talent. Like, what if there's going to be guys that rise, and so these guys that are already high, like the Cam Whitmores. Where's Cam Whitmore? He's at 8. Can the Jazz get 8 and get Cam Whitmore? This guy tears the rim off of the backboard every time he dunks it. Freaking awesome. So anyways, I say let's lose some games. Tank note, right? All right, let's see. Let's give a shout out to our All-Stars. Why not? Why not? Wait, let me pull this up. Sorry, guys. It's late. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. All right. Let's give a shout out to our All-Stars. These are the guys supporting the channel, guys and girls supporting the channel, making everything happen. Thank you for producing this show, supporting this channel, and being a major part of it. The All-Stars. Or you can join the channel. Guys, I switched back to members only with chat because I felt like I wasn't giving our members their due for supporting the channel. So it's back to members live chat. Sorry. Anyways, let's give a shout out to See ya, Alexa Later, Built for Tough, Alexander Tufts, Jared Chanderbilt, Shant Derek, Jorge Arrizaga, mi amigo de Bajo, Baby Elliot Matson, Jordan the Goat Best Roll, Just Buckets JB, Zap Watts, SLC Dunk Rider, doing the pick watch on SLC Dunk. Make sure you're going and reading it. Total Game Domination, TGD, Christian House Money to Haas, Tyson Price, The Price is Right. Thank you again for the donation the other night, Tyson. I really appreciate it. Thank you, sir. X marks the spot for Zintis, Joshua Hansen, the Danish Destroyer, Ezekiel Raisibe, the man from Down Under, Austin R. Grant, Editor Extraordinaire, Donald Schooley, School and all of us, DW to CB, Darren Williams to Carlos Boozer, Patrick Akubo, the Connoisseur, and Robert Hall of Fame. All right, guys, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already and you're into it, go to Prize Picks, not Pickwatch. Prize Picks. Use promo code HoopsNerd and sign up. It's great. It supports the channel. Thank you to everyone who has signed up. I really appreciate it. But go to Prize Picks, sign up. I'll appreciate it. Anyways, guys, you all are amazing. Thank you for supporting the channel. I will talk to you